Hello everybody and welcome to the first half-hour exercise. Today we're going to do some quite boring but quite useful exercises to do with basic shapes and basic curves. So first of all, let's go to our folder which contains all our exercises. So you can find each image amongst the resources of the course. You see that I have labeled each image with a number. Today is the first day, the first exercise. We're gonna do shapes. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to import the exercise into our digital art software. So I'm on Krita. I love Krita. It's free, it's open source, and it's at a professional level. You can draw and paint at a very high level. I highly recommend it. If you're interested in Krita, you can check out one of my other courses, but I'm not going to talk about Krita in this course. If you're on Krita, all you have to do is start up Krita, start a new project, and just drag and drop the file into Krita. If you're not on Krita and you don't know how to do it, it's usually not that hard to import things. You just have to do a quick Google search. So I've started a new project, and I'm just going to drag and drop the picture into the project, and I'm going to insert it as a new layer. Okay, so in this exercise we're going to do two things. We're going to spend approximately 15 minutes practicing these basic shapes, and then after that we're going to spend approximately 15 minutes practicing these basic curves. I'm going to show you exactly what we need to do in this exercise. First of all, let's move this shapes layer below a transparent layer. And let's lock it so we don't mess with it by mistake. Let's go to our paint layer 1, the top transparent layer. And on top of that, we are going to try to draw this square, but we're not going to draw over the square, we're going to draw next to the square. The second step is to move the square you've just drawn over this template, which this perfect square over here, and see how well you did and find any mistakes you made. After that, you're going to delete what you drew and try again, fixing those mistakes which you made. So let me show you. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit and I'm going to draw this square. You don't have to draw it in the same size, but the thing to focus on is to make sure that the ratio of the width to the height is right. When I'm done, I'm going to press Ctrl T. In Krita, Ctrl T opens up the transform tool, and we can easily move the square over the original. Then I'm going to resize it. And while resizing it, I'm holding down Shift so that it resizes the width and the height the same. So the proportion between the width and the height remains constant. And as you can see, what I did is I drew the square a bit wider than high. That's the mistake I made. So let me delete it and try again. This time I'm going to make it a little less wide than I did before. I got it better than last time, but it's still a bit too wide, so I'm going to try one more time. And now I did rather well.
Okay, so now it's your turn. Try to recreate these shapes and then check yourself. Just try it a couple of times for each shape. First try to recreate the shape, check yourself, and then see where you made the mistakes, and then try again. This is a very useful exercise because it helps us to eyeball portions. Don't expect to be extremely good at it straight away, and don't be disappointed if you're not good at it even after 50 minutes of these exercises. We're gonna be getting more practice drawing basic shapes tomorrow and the day after as well.
So when you're done with practicing about 15 minutes of the basic shapes, we're gonna start practicing basic curves. One tip in drawing basic curves is it's quite hard to draw the curve in one go. So what I normally do is I think of it in terms of line segments. So first I'm gonna draw this like this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 line segments. Let's see if I got close. It's alright. Could be better, but that's okay. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just trying to get in my practice hours today. Let's try it again. Better. And once you've done these line segments, if you want, but you don't have to, it's much easier to draw the curve in on top of the line segments. Let's add another layer. And I can draw it like this using rough lines, or if I'm feeling super ambitious, I can draw it in one curve. But it's easier than it was before, but it's still quite hard to do it in just one curve, in just one stroke, I mean. Okay, spend about 15 minutes practicing your basic curves. Tomorrow we're going to do something a little more fun, which is we're going to have a look to see if we can identify basic shapes in reference images, and then we are going to reproduce those basic shapes in the same way we did here. We're going to transform them over the reference image to see how well we did, and then very importantly, we're going to identify where we can make corrections, and we're going to try again. And just like with the basic shapes and basic curves, we're going to practice it over and over again. The more we practice, the better we get. So thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.